watching the Tennessee game, and it was 17-3, and I'm thinking, Oklahoma's not even getting into Tennessee territory. This isn't going to end well. And I love the backstory of Baker Mayfield. Played at Texas Tech, and then didn't get offered a scholarship, and all of a sudden transfers to Oklahoma. And Bob Stoops, I guess, kind of sees him as he shows up one day on campus. And next thing you know, starting quarterback for your Oklahoma Sooners, Baker Mayfield. He joins us now. Is that sort of the Cliff Notes version here of what happened, Baker?
That sounds about right.
Man, that's a crazy story, though.
Yeah, it was a pretty wild ride, but glad it ended up here.
Okay, so what happened at Texas Tech where weren't you the conference rookie of the year? Freshman of the year?
Freshman offensive player of the year, yeah. Just some things happened. I got hurt, and then just the scholarship deal, and decided just to take my play elsewhere. And it happened pretty quickly, but it was all for the best.
Okay, did you truly not call Bob Stoops? You just showed up at the Oklahoma campus?
That's true. I couldn't by the release of the transfer rule. If I was to talk to them or anybody on the coaching staff, I would have been automatically ineligible for a year, so I wouldn't try to risk that.
But I didn't understand this. You weren't on scholarship at Texas Tech, so why did you have to sit out a year going to Oklahoma?
Just by the release rules. If they don't sign my release, I'm not allowed to talk to them. So I had to follow by those rules and stuck with it.
What a silly rule. What did you do in the year when you couldn't play football at Oklahoma?
Scout team. Just went to school and did scout team. I mean, I tried to make it to all the games that I could, and I couldn't travel with the team, so I drove to the Tulsa game, the TCU. I was just around, so I just kind of stuck along with the team.
What's the scout team like? Let our audience know what it's like to play quarterback in the scout team.
It's a little different than what you see on Saturdays. You have a defensive coach in Mike Stoops that wants your guys to get a good look, and when you do something that's not on the play card, he yells at you. But if you fire right back at him, he enjoys it, and he enjoys the competition and getting the defense ready.
Have you seen the Florida coach Jim McElwain yelling at his running back on the sideline?
I did see that the other day.
Ever been in that position?
I don't think anything that extreme. That looks pretty harsh.
Did Coach Stoops yell at you in the first half of the Tennessee game?
No, not at all. And that's something none of the coaches were really yelling. They knew how close we were, and they just stayed positive, and I think that helped us a lot.
Yeah, but you're down 17-3. I mean, there was no momentum whatsoever. What was it that all of a sudden clicked, and then you guys win at Tennessee? Not an easy place.
We were down by 14 points, but the whole night we were getting a couple plays here and there, and then we were getting a penalty or just a negative play, just a mental error here and there that was just shooting ourselves in the foot. And, I mean, that's what was stopping us. So that's why the coaches were positive. They said just keep with it and just execute. It wasn't anything that they were doing. I mean, you look back on the film, it wasn't like, oh, wow, Tennessee did everything in that play to stop us. It was just ourselves the whole time. So they just told us to relax and focus in.
You're not lacking confidence, are you, Baker?
Not at all.
Does that get you in trouble sometimes?
It hasn't so far, but as long as
you were shushing the Tennessee crowd. You guys weren't even leading, and you were shushing the crowd. Didn't the referee grab you?
Yeah, he told me not to do that, so I won't do that again.
It was almost a penalty.
Almost, but it didn't happen.
What was that atmosphere like in Knoxville?
It was pretty crazy. I mean, that's a tough environment to go in and play. I mean, they had over 100,000 people, but then not only that, they set a new noise level for their stadium. They came ready to rock that place, and it definitely had an impact. And so we had to settle in. Any
hecklers there?
Obviously, you always have your one or two fans that are in there in the tunnel when you run in or out that are always giving you crap. But, I mean, it's just, you got to love that. That's college football.
We're talking to Baker Mayfield, the Oklahoma quarterback, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. But it seems like you play it with a chip on your shoulder. And does that come from high school, coming out of high school and not being heavily recruited? You tell me.
It's been a long process. I was always kind of a smaller guy growing up, and so I wasn't really even starting. In middle school, I was a smaller guy, didn't start, and then freshman year too, and then all through high school. Yeah, it goes without the recruiting process. It's just I believed in myself, and when people doubted me, that's where that chip on my shoulder comes from.
You got there pro quarterbacks who played in your high school?
Well, there's one Garrett Gilbert who went to Texas and SMU, and now he's with the Raiders now. But then, I mean, just across the town was where Drew Brees and Nick Foles went to, our rival school at Westlake. So it's a good area there for quarterbacks.
Did you beat him?
Well, I never played Nick Foles. That's actually the last time we lost to that school was when he was there his senior year.
But you beat them when you were playing that school, when you were.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. You owned them, right?
It's about 5-6 years in a row now that Lake Travis is just stomping on Westlake.
Wow. There we are, high school smack talk. Come on, you've moved on from that, Baker.
Oh, never.
Is your girlfriend at Oklahoma State?
Yes, she is.
Okay, you go to Oklahoma, and you can't date somebody at Oklahoma State.
That's her downfall.
Is she that hot that you'll date somebody at Oklahoma State?
Yeah, she keeps me in line too, so I'll take it.
But so does anybody give you grief about that? Because you're supposed to hate Oklahoma State, aren't you?
You're supposed to, yes. I mean, stuff happens, but
what if she went to Texas?
That's even worse.
You might not be able to date her?
I don't think I could, but here's the thing. She keeps it real. She'll be there when we play Bedlam in orange on the sideline. So
Nice. I like that. Can you make the Final Four?
I think we have the potential to, and with the momentum we have now, we just got to take it 1 week at a time.
Oh, come on. 1 week at a time?
I really do.
You're better than that, aren't you?
No, we can't overlook.
You're Baker Mayfield. You don't go 1 week at a time.
With everything that I've been through, I kind of have to.
You've been humbled enough, right?
Exactly.
Do you have a scholarship?
I do.
Oh. Well, how did they present it to you in a nice way, fun way, different way, or just say, yeah, you got a scholarship?
Well, it was a long process, but I couldn't get it till a certain time ended and when my release finally ended. So they told me later on. It was during the last fall, so that was pretty exciting.
What class do you have today?
Social problems.
Didn't you have that in the first half at Tennessee?
Plenty of it.
Well, good luck against Tulsa. Thanks for joining us. Congrats on the win.
All right, thank you.
All right, Baker Mayfield, Oklahoma quarterback.